1917 is an example as when a war film truly surprised you to the fullest. I wanted to see that movie only for the running scene alone because that was the only time I remember from that film. When Netflix had it in its catalog, I pretty much just blind watched it to see how's it gonna turn out, and no surprise, it is one of the best war films I've ever seen in the 2010s. So for today's video, I'm gonna just tell you the day that 1917 is just Oscar worthy to me. And it deserves it. I'm gonna just make it short, so since it's one of the greatest war films I've ever watched, it's also one of the hardest videos I'll ever do. I'm excited to talk about it since 1917 is a great war film and deserves all the praise, but with that out of the way, let's begin. Now, truth be told, this has one of the finest cinematography I've ever seen in a war film. It was done by Roger Deakins, who you may know from Blade Runner 2049 and Dune. Originally, Roger Deakins was supposed to do the Beatles movie, but it's actually Greg Fraser instead who did Dune 1 and Dune 2. What I like about this movie, you feel like you're watching the movie in one take. Like, you don't really see them cut to some parts unless you want to see a few scenes, but mostly the entire movie is just in one shot. I don't really have much to add about this film other than the fact that the score is just incredible and proof that it could just impact the film. Like in the night window scene, you can see that the score just blends in so well with Schofield's aloneness. I do love a lot of scores in films, but if I had to pick one of them, this will be it. Saw this movie like 6 times and it still came with no regret, but if you haven't seen 1917, please check it out. You won't be disappointed. It is one of the best war films in our generation to this date. The story is an inspiration from Alfred H. Mendes, which is Sam Mendes' grandfather. The story really starts with 2 soldiers getting orders from the general to stop an attack from happening. They thought that the Germans were retreating. Whole times it is an ambush by 1,600 men. Israel Witten is engaging, is the edge of your seat, and it's done by the same person who did Skyfall, so I'm not surprised it's gonna be good. You see other people in videos explain the story for 1917, but for me, it's almost impossible for me to explain it because trust me, it's perfection. But I will tell you this, the parts where Schofield was given the letter to Colonel Mackenzie was actually pretty cool because I remember in this one part, Captain Smith told Schofield, some men just want to fight, and I always thought, wow, foreshadowing. But to me, there's not much to tell about the story, but very amazing story writing. I heard that Sam Mendes is doing 4 Beatles films, so I'm excited to see how's it gonna turn out. I'm sure it'll be good. And lastly, I want to talk about characters or just character. At the start of the movie, you have William Schofield and Thomas Blake. Since Blake died halfway in the movie, it's just William alone. And he was just going through it the entire movie. Even if he lost his best friend, he got shot by Germans, and he's just by himself in the middle of nowhere, he still get the job done. I respect it. If there's one thing I want to add is that in the beginning he was by the tree with his best friend, and at the end of the movie he's at the other tree, but he was by himself this time, and I thought that was just pretty tragic. That's all I have for now. I'm running out of words. And that's that for this movie. Thank you so much for enjoying my so short summary of 1917. It was pretty challenging putting this movie in few words, but I like challenges and I figure why not try this out because I haven't done a short video in a while. I'm gonna think of something for a while, but right now I gotta take a little break before I stop uploading. But as always, I love you, but Jesus loves you more. I will see you in the next upload. Have a good day.